Hello there guys, it's Alex here, Alex_J89 as I am known on twitch.tv, and Alexander Hilly123 as I am known on YouTube and have been since 2006, ladies and gentlemen, let me let you know. But yeah, this video is my analysis and thoughts on the Evil Within 2 trailer. Please bear with me, I'm very tired right now. I booked 3 days off work for E3, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sony press conference tonight, and the PC gaming show as well, which I have no idea what that's going to be about, but I've got a stronger setup now. I've got a stronger rig to play certain modern games, but even games that are like 3 to 5 years old I couldn't play on my old laptop, and I can play now, so I'll be slightly intrigued by that. I actually think it started anytime soon, but bear with me, I'm knackered. I went to bed about 8 o'clock in the morning. I was so hyped by the trailer that I couldn't sleep. I honestly couldn't. At first, I absolutely hated it, but I'm going to get into that soon. By the way, my hair's sticking up at the back. I'm a real mess. I've had about 3 or 4 hours sleep. I'm absolutely knackered. But first things first, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to compile this into 2 videos. We're going to watch the trailer together. It's not going to have any audio, and I've recorded it using display capture with OBS, and it's running quite jerky, and it's like half the speed you'd expect, but it actually works. It's gonna work, you know what I mean? When you watch it, you'll understand what I mean, because I'm gonna be talking through it with you guys, and yeah, the jerky kind of speed lends itself well to as I'm gonna be talking over it. Got a bit of autofocus problem, you motherfuckers. But yeah, first things first, I've got notes here. I'm going to speak about these before we watch the trailer together. This is the synopsis of the game. By the way, I'm going to leave screenshots in the drop-down menu, and I'm going to leave you guys with another trailer that not everyone has seen yet. So any major fans, you might be seeing this for the first time. I always saw it an hour ago. It's pretty fucking cool, I must admit. But yes, from Mastermind Shinji Mikami, The Evil Within 2 is the latest evolution of survival horror. Detective Sebastian Castellanos has lost it all, but when given a chance to save his daughter, he must descend once more into the nightmarish world of STEM. Horrifying threats emerge from every corner as the world twists and warps around him. Will Sebastian face adversity head-on with weapons and traps, or sneak through the shadows to survive? Story of redemption. Return to the nightmare to win back your life and the ones you love. Explore as far or quickly as you dare, but prepare wisely. Discover horrifying domains. Face disturbing enemies. Survive the onslaught of horrifying creatures determined to rip you apart. Choose how to survive. Craft traps, sneak, run and hide, or try to battle the horror with limited ammo. Visceral horror and suspense. Enter a frightening world filled with anxiety-inducing thrills and disturbing moments. All sounds pretty damn cool. I don't know where to begin with this one. I've not pre-planned it. I've had lots of thoughts in my head. Obviously, I'm a huge fanboy of the game. Most people aren't. That's fine, but I know there are fanboys out there as well. At the end of the day, this game sold well enough to get a sequel. Probably only just at the end of the day, when you're a survival horror fan, you're an underdog by default, because action games, FPS games, whatever kind of games usually sell more. And these kind of games sell just well enough, but we see publishers especially trying to make more of an action game. And don't get me wrong, there's a mixture of action, survival, stealth going on here. It's finding the right balance, which is what it's all about. But anyway, my first impressions of the trailer, guys, were not good. I hated it at the first, and I thought that it was a little bit ridiculous. A lot of drama going on, and seeing Sebastian on his daughter's bed was just utterly bizarre. And the kind of front cover of the game, where he's got his handgun like that, it's just all very ridiculous. Now, I know the first game's ridiculous, but gone is the gothic architecture of the first game, seemingly. It's hard to say right now, but it seems like we're going to be in more of an urban setting for more of this game. Not necessarily a bad thing. From the gameplay right at the end of the trailer, the longer extended trailer that not many people are showing, The gameplay seems faster, more fluid and frenetic, yet at the same time it is constantly dark and constantly looking very disturbing, fucked up, and just genuinely delightful for fans of these kind of games and the first game. So that's quite interesting. Something else I've got to say, guys, is Lord Shinji Mikami is not directing this game. Let's put that out there right away. I'm sick of seeing people say he's directing this game. I don't believe that he is. I've seen on the official forums people who know a hell of a lot and are pretty crazy about the game that he is the executive producer, which means he's probably not even had much of a say-so in the development of this game. The director, I don't know who it is yet. There's a woman who did the character designs of the first game. Some of the bosses in the sequel, in the trailer, just look absolutely fantastic. Some great designs that make the ones in Resident Evil 7 look so vanilla. But I think she might be the director, or she'll have a big say-so in everything that happens with this game. She was fantastic for the first game, and I know that Shinji Mikami was really delighted working with her. There's a few interviews with, I think it's Adam Sessler from Bethesda, where he talks to Mikami and her together, and she was leading the way for a hell of a lot of it. But anyway, we can see as well that we've still got the crossbow, we've still got the shotgun, and we've got that same shitty revolver spud gun from the first game. You know, I'm calling it out as shitty. When you don't upgrade it and you play a Nightmare and Akuma, it can feel shitty, yeah, but it's good because it's potentially a fantastic weapon, but you've got to utilise it well, and I'm just really happy because, you know, I wasn't sure that we'd even get these similar kind of weapons. I mean, grenades, sniper rifle, any new weapons, I'm guessing there'll be a few. We don't exactly know yet, but we've got the good old staple of the revolver, the shotgun, and the crossbow. The bolts are back. Maybe there'll be a few new ones, who knows. But, yeah, the Haunted themselves look pretty damn cool. I'm expecting them to be more dressed in kind of normal clothes, like jeans and stuff like that. They're all mental patients of the first game. Mostly, there are ones later in the game who are dressed like policemen. There's a few of the firemen guys, a few without shirts on. There'll be great variety of Haunted. I'm absolutely sure of that, regardless of who's developed this. But, oh man, I think the story is going to be more obvious. I'm just got bullet points here, guys. I think the story is going to be more obvious and easier to follow for a lot of people who complained about the story of the first game. Not everything is set in stone with the first game story-wise, though, and I absolutely love that. It gives you questions to ask and doesn't put it all out there and make it obvious. But at the same time, you play the DLC, you had an idea of what was going on, you just didn't know everything. This game, I feel it's going to be more straightforward. And if the gameplay is still great, I don't mind that, but I am worried about the love conquers all bullshit that was going on in the trailer. I still have my doubts, I still have my worries, guys. I'm going to put it out there. In the trailer as well, we've got a different voice for Kidman. Jennifer Carpenter, best known for her work on Dexter, doesn't seem to have joined the fold here. I'm not sure that Anson Mount, who is the guy who played Sebastian in the first game, is on board. I hope he is, because it sucks when you have to have different voice actors for, you know, other new games in the franchise. I don't like that. I'm worried that the game is going to be too action orientated. Now, obviously, this is the trailer. They've got to excite people, but the gameplay at the end, you know, there seems to be a new quick turn, which isn't in the game. I wouldn't even call it a 180 turn, but he's zipping along with a shotgun like a motherfucker, blasting enemies all over the place. A lot of people complained that the first game was too action orientated. A lot of people complained that there wasn't enough action. These are just different kinds of gamers with different opinions. Although the game's pacing isn't perfect, I really like the balance, and I think it was just right. It was just that I think the more action-orientated elements of the first game were not its best strengths. Chapters 11 and 12, for example, wasn't too keen on Chapter 6. Chapters 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 and 10 were absolutely amazing though. Apparently, it is going to be less linear. Now, I like linear games. I'm not keen on massive open world games. But let's admit it, this isn't going to be that open world. It's just that I've seen a few guys on the forums worry about there being objective markers and stuff like that that show you where you've got to go to. That's not what I want for this game at all. What I want more of, though, is when you think of Chapter 3 in the village, it's kind of a small area, yet there's a heck of a lot more of it that's in there than you realise, if you know what I mean. There's tons of traps, there's tons of different enemies skulking around in different locations, hard to find at times, you never know what's around the next corner, and you find yourself just crouching, sneaking, trying to get those stealth kills as well, and that goes out of the window later in the game, and I would like more of that, I must admit. But looking on, you know, the Steam synopsis of the game here, weapons and traps or try to sneak through the shadows to survive. That's similar to the first game. The traps are there, the burr traps, and probably new traps as well, and other such things. And there's that balance of risk and reward, which I absolutely adore in the first game. It seems like that's going to be here in the second game as well. The fact that you can utilise things against your enemies, or they can work against you, falling into burr traps, getting blown up, but you can also blow enemies up and get very useful parts. It's so addictive and it's so fun, and I've never quite played a game that has that gameplay element to it, to be perfectly honest, not in the same way anyway. Okay, motherfuckers, here we go. Getting the trailer ready for you guys. Like I say, it's very jerky, but for all intents and purposes, it doesn't really matter. You know what's going on. You've probably seen it yourself. And the fact that this runs in kind of like half the speed, it helps me narrate what's going on. Here we see a new enemy, kind of similar to the keeper he runs at Sebastian there. Now we've got Kidman talking to Sebastian. I know there's no audio here, but like I say, it doesn't really matter. You guys have watched it. And this is when I was like, oh god, what is this? Kind of a Max Payne vibe going on, if I dare say so here. Fucking love Max Payne. More so 1 and 2, but he kind of looks like Max Payne in the third game. Here's Kidman. That is STEM. It's gone more cyberpunk and bullshit. There is the Mobius sign. Looks like a number 7. I like this opening up with Sebastian here. It reminds me of the mannequins in Chapter 9. There's his daughter. And this is when I was like, oh god, watching the trailer for the first time, love conquers all bullshit. Here he is on the child's bed. If Shinji Mikami was directing this, you wouldn't see any of this kind of stuff, I promise you. It'd be totally, totally different. And right now, I was thinking of Life is Strange. You know, don't get me wrong, a really nice piece of art, but Evil Within, Life is Strange, kind of different. And now we started to get the Duran Duran music, and I was like, oh my god, what have they done to this game? I won't lie to you, but these are my initial reactions when watching the trailer for the first time. That kind of reminds me of The Prodigy and one of their earlier albums. A bit bizarre, but all that milk kind of substance that everyone says looks like jizz is in the STEM baths, obviously. Now, that is a cutscene and a throwback to when Sebastian's daughter, Lily, died in the fire, or we thought she died. That's him getting dragged back into the STEM. I really like that. And now here he is, kind of going back into it, seemingly. Love this here, the how he rolls, and then boom. Really well made. It's a good trailer, guys, it really is. And now we get parts that kind of hurt back to the first game. We've got a flashlight, which seemingly will replace the lantern. I expected that. I've got to be honest, that's what I was thinking in my head before the announcement the second game was made. Appreciate the art. I really like that. Who's this? This is the bad guy. I'm going to give you a screenshot that shows this guy. I think he's a serial killer that Sebastian was trying to hunt down when he was a detective. And I think as well he's some kind of photographer, because here we go. Here's a new enemy. Or is it the enemy that Kidman was fighting against in the DLC? Or is it a mixture of the two? No idea, but there you go. It takes a screenshot of a photo of Seb. I love that. That's brilliant. But yeah, I think he's some kind of serial killer who's a photographer. Utterly bizarre. And this guy here, I know, guys, don't watch anymore if you don't want spoilers, but this motherfucker here is the main protagonist. He's part of the cult in Chapter 6, which you learn about in the first game. And I think he's probably going to be one of the new main bad guys. Now, we've got a bit of a crowd, a bit of an audience. Maybe all these motherfuckers are in STEM. There's the fire. There's so much symbolism with fire in the first game. There's his daughter. Boom. Too late. And here are the new Haunted. Look at this. Oh yeah, they're going to be so fun to fight. I reckon they've got them down to a T. I'm really happy with the designs there, even though we can only see a few of them. And this is where the actual trailer ends itself. At this point in time, I won't lie to you guys, I was horrified. But I just looked online, looked at a lot of other people were saying, and I came on board. But look at this. This is amazing. Who the fuck is that? A bloater from Left 4 Dead. Guy with a flamethrower. The female Haunted. Look at the new stealth kills. Oh, there's Chapter 10 from the first game. There's Laura. These are throwbacks to the first game with more action. There's a quick turn. Who the hell is that? That's a Kako demon from Doom, for God's sake. And that part there is more reminiscent of the first game when the Amalgam Alpha chases you. And now we see Sebastian from the first game as the hands of Laura take him down. Laura's going to be involved. Where's Ruvik? Where's Leslie? Where's Joseph? Are they even going to be in the game at all? So many questions. I'm worried it's going to be too action orientated, but I'm hopeful. Fingers crossed this nails it. I'm so excited, guys. October the 13th, Friday the 13th, The Evil Within 2. See you guys soon.